Have you been in the game of personal transformation, coaching, self improvement, spirituality, trying to become the next version of yourself? I've been in this game for quite a while. One thing I found is it doesn't matter. We can do all the work we want, go to all the workshops we want, all the retreats we want, all the Tony Robbins seminars we want. We simply won't get there. And people talk about why. And it's not an integration thing. It's not that we missed the mark. It comes down to one thing. When fear enters our body, I don't care what spiritual principles we've learned, how intelligent we are, how kind we are. When fear enters our body, we become a different person. We lose access to higher consciousness. We go to an earlier, more primitive brain state that only cares about eating and reproducing and surviving at all costs. And we have three choices. We fight, we run, or we play dead and go along with the trend. In most cases, we can't run. There's nowhere to run to. We can't fight because we'll usually lose. So we play dead and we get paralyzed and we go along for the ride. As humans, our greatest fear is not fitting in. We come from a long line of pack and herd animals where if you're seen as a diseased person, if you're seen as a predator or anybody that isn't wanted, will be kicked out and not let back in. So we have a dire need to fit in. And if we can't control our nervous system and how we respond, the moment fear enters our bodies, we become controllable, just like animals. This fear is used to control the world. It's pervasive. We would be free, or we could be free, if it weren't for the fact that fear is weaponized on us systemically as culture. And really, truly, if we can't learn to control this, it doesn't matter which spiritual workshop, seminar, which guru we study under, which Tony Robbins seminar we take, no amount of personal empowerment can overcome the body's response, which is to take the consciousness away of our most highly evolved brain, and then we go down to an earlier, more primitive state. It just happens if we can't control this response. If we can't control our nervous systems, if we can't learn to not be based in, not respond to fear. Fear is everywhere. We have reasons to fear all the time. And if fear motivates us to comply, to simply respond through fight, flight, or freeze, we're no longer free, and the world isn't free, and there is nothing we can do, no workshop we can take. In my view, if we want to become more empowered individuals, if we want to study true spirituality, the starting point is learning to regulate our own nervous systems, and it goes well beyond what we're being taught in terms of just polyvagal exercises, meditation exercises, slowing down. The world doesn't slow down for us. And so when we are truly in fear, slowing down won't work because we'll simply get eaten as if we were in a pack and there's a predator. Because we live in a fast-paced world with a lot of stimuli, and some of this represents danger for us. How do we overcome this? This is what I teach. This is my core practice, focuses on this. And I'm not saying I have the answers. I'm just saying if you want to teach this stuff and you want to learn this stuff, it's something to consider. That controlling our body's fear response is actually the basis of enlightenment, the basis of empowerment, because if we respond to fear in a way that takes away everything we learned, then what's the point of learning anything at all? So when we can master our own bodies and become empowered and enlightened, not just in spirit, but in body, and have that be an embodied way that we live every single second of every single day, we become truly powerful and uncontrollable as humans. Truly powerful. Something to consider. And I thank you for taking the time to consider this, as always. Katerina.